investments. It's not just in technology, it's in reestablishing some of those institutions. Let's go to the floor. Jill, you want to start?
I'm Jill Lester from the Hunger Project. I just wanted to propose a solution that has really not received any attention at all today and has none of the damaging environmental effects that we talked about in the first Green Revolution. Only once has this word been mentioned. It's women, and Doug mentioned it. If we're talking about the communication gap or getting the poor farmers access to these new seeds, etc., one of the limitations is indeed that it's women that are growing most of the food in Africa.
Yes.
And they can't get access to credit. They can't get access to education. They're not getting access to land title. Unless we address these, they're not even getting access many times to agricultural extension workers because they prefer to deal with the men who are growing the cash crops. And, the cotton story is nice, but you can't eat it. And, until we address those issues, this is a simple solution sitting there right in front of us.
That's, I think, an excellent point. And again, the studies that have looked at some of the agroecological approaches, have shown that they have generally been empowering to women for the exact point that you're making, that the food production is often in the hands of women. And when the productivity goes up, and again, part of that equation is because the input costs are so low. So the net profit that are made on those farms is increased because of that, and there's less risk of debt issues. The women become empowered. They become teachers, and farmer-to-farmer systems that have become incredibly important for spreading some of these technologies, like the push-pull technology that's becoming so successful in dealing with stem borers, which BT is designed to address in parts of East Africa. They become teachers, they become empowered, they get more income, they can send their kids to school. So in terms of social capital, these approaches have tremendous benefits as well. Again, this issue of cost is an incredibly important one, and I think, you bring up a really important point.
Yeah, and I think it's really important maybe to note that, there's been a lot of research done on labor allocation within the whole production system, and I think as far back as the mid-'80s, the CG system's been doing work on this. And Bob, you might want to comment on some of the things that have...
Yeah, there's no question about that, and the situation in Africa is emblematic, I suppose. But what's happened is, if you look at Asia, with some of the microfinance projects have been developed in Bangladesh and now in India and elsewhere, we're seeing a major turnaround, exactly what you're talking about, and it's what's driving that a lot is the feminization of agriculture. As men migrate into the cities to work, women are taking on much greater roles and responsibilities than they might have had in the past. And that, I think, is one of the drivers, and I think we are really remiss if we don't take advantage of that and turn it to our benefit. Yeah.